Have you ever stood in front of your bathroom mirror in the morning, holding a little pill in your hand and wondering, do I really need to take this? Maybe it's a multivitamin, maybe something your doctor mentioned years ago, or maybe something your neighbor swears by. The world of supplements is a bit like a jungle, colorful labels, big promises, and a lot of noise. And when you're over 60, the question becomes even more important. What's truly helpful, and what's just hype? You might feel like your energy isn't quite what it used to be. Maybe your joints ache a little more, or your memory sometimes plays tricks on you. Maybe your doctor said your bone density is something to watch, or your blood tests came back with numbers that didn't look quite right. And suddenly, you're asking yourself, should I be taking something to help my body out? Today, we're going to talk about that, honestly, simply, and with a warm cup of truth. We'll look at what science really says about supplements after 60, and whether they're worth your time, money, and trust. We're not here to scare you, and we're definitely not here to sell you anything. Just you and me, having a good old heart-to-heart chat about staying healthy, feeling strong, and living fully, no matter what your birth certificate says. Let's start by looking at something we often take for granted, food. You might remember a time when food tasted better, felt fresher, and filled you up in a different kind of way. And you'd be right. Years ago, fruits and vegetables were often grown in richer soil, with fewer chemicals and less processing. Today, even a colorful plate might not have everything your body needs. That's because the nutrients in our food have changed. According to researchers, even spinach and broccoli don't carry the same punch they did 50 years ago. It's not your imagination. Some of the vitamins and minerals we rely on just aren't there like they used to be. Now, that doesn't mean we stop eating vegetables, of course not. It just means that sometimes, food alone might not give us the full support we need as we age. And after 60, our bodies go through changes that affect how we absorb nutrients. Our stomach produces less acid, our metabolism slows, and even our kidneys and liver process things differently. That's where the idea of supplements can come in, not as a replacement, but as a helping hand. But before we dive into specific supplements, let's pause for a second. There's a common belief that if one vitamin is good, then 2 must be better, and 3 must be amazing. That's a dangerous road. More isn't always better, especially when it comes to nutrients. The goal isn't to stuff your system with pills, but to gently fill the gaps where your body may need extra support. So, let's talk about one of the most common supplements out there, vitamin D. This little powerhouse is often called the sunshine vitamin because our bodies make it when sunlight hits our skin. Sounds simple, right? But here's the thing, as we get older, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Plus, many of us aren't outside as much as we used to be, especially during the colder months. Add to that sunscreen, long sleeves, and spending time indoors, and the result is that most people over 60 simply aren't getting enough. Now, why does that matter? Vitamin D is crucial for your bones, your immune system, and even your mood. It helps your body absorb calcium, which keeps your bones strong and helps prevent falls and fractures. And you know what else? Some studies suggest that low vitamin D levels are linked to a higher risk of depression, fatigue, and even cognitive decline. It's a small thing that can make a big difference. If you've had blood work done recently, your doctor may have checked your vitamin D levels. If not, it might be worth asking about. The good news is, vitamin D supplements are widely available, usually inexpensive, and come in easy-to-take forms, capsules, drops, even gummies if you like a little treat with your health. But again, don't overdo it. A simple daily dose, based on your doctor's advice, is often all you need to keep things running smoothly. Let's move on to another quiet hero in the supplement world, vitamin B12. Now this one's especially important because, as we age, our ability to absorb B12 drops significantly. That's not your fault, it's just how the body changes. The stomach produces less of the acid needed to release B12 from food, which means that even if you're eating meat, eggs, and dairy, you might still come up short. And here's the kicker, low B12 can sneak up on you. It might show up as fatigue, memory trouble, tingling in your hands or feet, or even balance issues. People sometimes think it's just part of getting older, but in many cases, it's something that can be corrected with a simple supplement. B12 helps your nerves function properly, supports red blood cell production, and keeps your brain sharp. It's especially important for folks who eat less meat or who have certain medical conditions like gastritis or diabetes. Even some common medications, like metformin or acid reducers, can interfere with B12 absorption. So if you're feeling tired or forgetful more than usual, don't just brush it off. It might be worth looking into. Now, here's something I really want to emphasize: not every pill on the shelf is right for every person. Just because your friend or sister-in-law takes something and swears by it, doesn't mean it'll be right for you. Your body is unique. Your health history, your medications, even your lifestyle all play a part in what your body needs, or doesn't need. That's why it's so important to talk to your doctor or a qualified nutritionist before starting anything new. Even something that seems harmless, like a basic vitamin, can interact with medications or affect conditions like high blood pressure or kidney disease. This isn't about being fearful, it's about being smart, informed, and gentle with your body. Let's take a deep breath here, because I know all of this can feel like a lot. You might be thinking, okay, but how do I even start? Do I need to run out and buy 10 different bottles today? No, absolutely not. The goal here isn't to overwhelm you. The goal is to open a door, a thoughtful, evidence-based look at how small things can support your big picture health. So far, we've talked about two of the most important supplements after 60, vitamin D and vitamin B12. These aren't trendy fads. They're backed by research and commonly recommended by health professionals for people in their golden years. But there are still other nutrients that might deserve your attention, depending on your diet, your energy levels, and what your body is telling you. Sometimes, your body whispers what it needs, you just have to know how to listen. Let's keep this journey going, and explore more ways you can nourish your body, protect your mind, and feel stronger with every passing year. Because when your body starts dropping hints, the smart thing to do is listen closely, and with care. Maybe you've noticed that your knees complain a little louder after a long walk, or that your hands feel stiff when you wake up. That could be your joints nudging you for a little extra support. And one of the most talked about supplements for joint health? Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically the kind found in fish oil. Now, you've probably heard of omega-3s before. They've been in the news, on labels at the grocery store, and maybe even recommended by your doctor. But let's talk about what they actually do, especially for people over 60. Omega-3s are known for their anti-inflammatory properties. That's a fancy way of saying they help calm down the little fires that burn inside your body, those aches, those creaks, that stiffness that makes it harder to get moving in the morning. But omega-3s don't just help your joints. They're also great for your heart and brain, two things we all want to protect as we age. Several studies suggest that omega-3s can help lower triglycerides, reduce blood pressure slightly, and even keep your arteries flexible. That's a pretty powerful resume for one little nutrient. And when it comes to brain health, early research shows it may help maintain memory and cognitive function, especially in the later years. Now, can you get omega-3s from food? Absolutely. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, they're all rich in it. But let's be honest. Not everyone loves fish. And even if you do, most people don't eat it often enough to get the amount of omega-3s that research suggests is helpful. That's where a supplement, like a good quality fish oil or algae oil, if you're plant-based, can give you a gentle boost. But, and this is important, not all fish oil supplements are created equal. Some are poorly absorbed, some taste awful, and some can even cause upset stomachs. That's why choosing a reputable brand matters. Look for third-party testing on the label, and always check with your doctor, especially if you're on blood thinners, since omega-3s can affect clotting. So we've covered bones, nerves, joints, and the heart, but what about your muscles? After 60, it's not uncommon to lose a little muscle each year. It's called sarcopenia, and it can make everyday tasks, like lifting groceries or getting up from a chair, feel harder than they used to. But you don't have to accept that as your new normal. One simple way to support muscle health? Protein. And while protein isn't usually thought of as a supplement, it becomes more important as you get older. You might think, well, I eat chicken and eggs, so I'm probably fine. But many older adults don't get enough protein, especially at breakfast or lunch. And without enough, your body can't maintain the muscle it needs to stay strong, balanced, and active. That's where something like a protein powder can be helpful. It doesn't have to be fancy or expensive. A scoop of protein in your morning smoothie, or stirred into oatmeal, can give your body the building blocks it needs to repair and maintain muscle. Especially when paired with light strength training, walking, or simple stretches, a bit more protein can help you stay independent and mobile longer. Whey protein is the most studied option, and it's absorbed well by the body. But there are great plant-based choices too: pea protein, rice protein, and blends that are easy on the stomach. Again, this isn't about turning your kitchen into a science lab. It's about giving your body what it needs to keep moving with confidence. Now, speaking of confidence, let's touch on something that might feel a little more personal: digestive health. As you age, your gut changes. You might notice more bloating, slower digestion, or irregular bathroom visits. It's frustrating and sometimes even embarrassing. But guess what? You're not alone. And one of the quiet helpers in this department is fiber, specifically soluble fiber and prebiotics. Fiber helps keep things moving. It also feeds the good bacteria in your gut, which support digestion, immunity, and even mental clarity. But here's the thing: most older adults don't get nearly enough. That's where a fiber supplement, like psyllium husk, inulin, or acacia fiber, can make a big difference. You can stir it into water, mix it into yogurt, or add it to your smoothie. It's gentle, effective, and for many people, it helps with more than just digestion. Some forms of fiber also help manage cholesterol and blood sugar. It's a simple addition with big benefits. But while we're on the topic of digestion, there's another group of supplements getting attention lately: probiotics. Now, I know these can sound a bit trendy, like something you'd hear in a health food store. But probiotics, the good bacteria, can genuinely help when your digestive system feels off track. Especially if you've taken antibiotics recently, or if you're dealing with bloating or irregularity, probiotics can help restore balance. They're not magic pills, and they don't work for everyone. But many people over 60 have found that the right probiotic, one suited to their gut, can improve comfort, regularity, and even immune resilience. Again, it's not about jumping on a trend. It's about giving your body the gentle support it may be asking for. By now, you might be thinking, this is starting to feel like a lot of pills. And that's fair. It's easy to imagine a crowded cabinet full of bottles you'll forget to take. But here's a little tip that helps many people stay on track: build these into a daily routine that feels joyful. Maybe it's part of your morning tea ritual or your evening wind down. Supplements should never feel like a chore. They should feel like an act of care, just like brushing your teeth or stretching before bed. One more thing I want to gently touch on here is magnesium. It's not talked about as much as the big names like vitamin D or calcium, but it's involved in over 300 reactions in your body. Yes, 300. Magnesium helps with sleep, blood pressure, muscle function, and mood. And unfortunately, a lot of older adults are deficient without even knowing it. If you've been having trouble sleeping, getting muscle cramps at night, or feeling unusually anxious, magnesium might be playing a role. You can get it from leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains, but again, if your diet is limited or you're on certain medications, your levels could be low. Magnesium glycinate is a form that's gentle and absorbs well. It won't upset your stomach, and many people find it helps them sleep better and feel more relaxed overall. It's like giving your nervous system a little hug at the end of a long day. All of these little adjustments, whether it's vitamin D for your bones, omega-3s for your joints, or magnesium for your sleep, are not about chasing youth. They're about supporting the life you want to live now. A life with energy, strength, mental clarity, and yes, joy. You're not trying to be 20 again. You're aiming to be the healthiest, happiest version of you, and that's a beautiful goal. Because you deserve to wake up each day feeling like your body is working with you, not against you. And that brings us to something we often don't talk about enough: mental clarity. You know those days when your thoughts feel a little foggy? You walk into a room and forget why you're there, or you struggle to find the right word in a conversation. It happens to all of us, but after 60, it can start to feel more frequent and more frustrating. Now, while memory slips are a normal part of aging, certain nutrients can help keep your brain feeling sharper, more focused, and more you. One of the big ones? B vitamins, especially B6, B12, and folate. These vitamins play a huge role in brain function. They help make neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that carry signals in your brain. And they also help reduce levels of something called homocysteine, which has been linked to cognitive decline when it gets too high. If you've ever had blood work done and your doctor mentioned high homocysteine, this is where B vitamins can help. Now, here's the tricky part. As we get older, our ability to absorb vitamin B12 decreases. It's a sneaky deficiency that can build up slowly, leading to tiredness, confusion, even numbness or tingling in the hands and feet. But it's easy to correct with a supplement, either as a tablet, a sublingual drop, or even an injection if your doctor recommends it. Folate and B6 can also be helpful, especially when taken together with B12. There are even combination supplements designed specifically to support cognitive health in seniors. Again, this isn't about turning back the clock. It's about staying present, connected, and mentally active as long as possible. But of course, a sharp mind needs support from the whole system. That's where coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10, comes in. This little nutrient is like a spark plug for your cells. It helps them produce energy, especially in the heart and brain. And while your body makes CoQ10 naturally, production starts to slow down with age. If you're on statin medications for cholesterol, that drop can be even more significant. Statins are known to reduce CoQ10 levels, and that can sometimes lead to fatigue or muscle soreness. Supplementing with CoQ10 may help reduce those side effects and boost your energy levels overall. Think of it as giving your cells a little battery recharge. It's safe, well tolerated, and for many people, it's one of those quiet helpers that makes daily life feel just a little easier. And while we're talking about energy and daily comfort, let's not forget about eye health. Our vision changes as we age, it's completely normal. But that doesn't mean we can't support our eyes in staying strong and clear. Two nutrients that come up a lot here are lutein and zeaxanthin. They're found in leafy greens and bright-colored veggies like corn and peppers, and they help filter harmful blue light while protecting the retina. Studies suggest that taking lutein and zeaxanthin may slow the progression of age-related macular degeneration, one of the most common causes of vision loss in older adults. These nutrients are often included in eye health supplements, sometimes alongside zinc and vitamin C for extra support. Even if you don't have any current vision problems, giving your eyes a little extra love can help keep reading, watching TV, and enjoying the beauty around you a lot easier for years to come. Now let's talk about something a little more personal: bone strength. Most of us know that calcium is important for bones, but calcium needs some help to do its job. That's where vitamin K2 comes in. It works hand in hand with vitamin D and calcium to make sure that calcium goes to the right places, like your bones, and stays out of the wrong places, like your arteries. Vitamin K2 helps activate proteins that guide calcium into bone tissue, where it strengthens and supports you. Without enough K2, calcium can float around in the bloodstream and contribute to plaque buildup. That's why more experts are now recommending a combination of calcium, vitamin D3, and K2 for bone health, especially for women post-menopause or anyone concerned about osteoporosis. If you're already taking a calcium supplement, it's worth checking the label to see if K2 is included. If not, you might consider adding it in separately. Just be sure to talk to your doctor if you're on blood thinners, as K2 can interact with some of those medications. All of this might sound like a lot, and it is. Because aging is complex. Your body is adjusting, evolving, responding to years of experience. And you deserve support that matches that complexity. But here's the truth, you don't need to take everything. Not every supplement is right for every person. And more isn't always better. What matters most is being mindful, paying attention to how you feel, listening to your body's signals. And if something's off, if you're more tired than usual, if your digestion feels sluggish, if your memory is slipping more than you'd like, that's your cue. That's your body raising a little flag and saying, hey, I might need something. And that's where supplements can shine. Not as magic cures or youth potions, but as gentle partners in your everyday life. They help fill the small gaps, support the systems that need extra care, and allow you to live each day with more comfort, more strength, and more joy. Because after 60, life isn't about slowing down. It's about living smarter. You've done so much already. You've learned, loved, built, adapted. And now it's your time to focus on you, your health, your energy, your happiness. So if you're thinking about starting supplements or adjusting the ones you already take, just start with a conversation. With your doctor, your pharmacist, or even with friends who've walked a similar path. Ask questions. Stay curious. Keep learning. Because taking charge of your health isn't just wise, it's empowering. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. A little more energy today. A little better sleep tomorrow. A mind that feels sharp and a body that feels supported. That's what we're aiming for. So take that small step. Add that scoop of protein. Ask about your vitamin D levels. Try that magnesium at night. You might be surprised by how good it feels to feel good again. And hey, if this video helped you, or got you thinking about your health in a new way, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. What's worked for you? What are you trying now? And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more simple, science-backed health tips to help you feel your best, no matter your age. Because life doesn't end at 60. In many ways, it's just getting started. Here's to living your best, strongest, happiest life every single day.